In August 1921, Faisal ibn Ḥusayn was crowned King of Iraq, a country he had never ruled, where most people had never heard of him. A year earlier, France had driven him out of Damascus. Now Britain handed him a new throne. Britain needed a king it could trust. Faisal needed a crown. It would last a generation and end in blood. Britain had taken Iraq from the Ottomans, but a 1920 revolt against its rule was put down only at huge expense. Direct rule had become too costly, so Britain crowned an Arab king and governed through him. At a conference in Cairo, Winston Churchill and his advisors chose Faisal. There was also oil. The north around Mosul was believed to hold it, and a loyal king in Baghdad would help Britain hold that ground. Britain put the decision to a referendum. A rival was deported before the vote, and it came back at 96%. Faisal took the role seriously, trying to forge a single nation from the three Ottoman provinces Britain had stitched together: Sunni, Shia, and Kurd. In 1932, Iraq formally became independent, though Britain kept its bases and its influence. But as Faisal ruled in Baghdad, his own family was being driven from Mecca, the Hashemites' ancestral home, by their rival, Ibn Saud. And in 1933, worn down, Faisal died of a heart attack in Switzerland, aged 48. The crown passed to his son, then his grandson, another Faisal, the second of that name. But the throne never shed the mark of its origins, a foreign-made monarchy, dependent on Britain from the day it was built. On the 14th of July 1958, army officers seized Baghdad. The royal family was gathered in the courtyard of their palace and shot. The new king, Faisal II, was 23. Witnesses said his uncle's body was dragged through the streets. The dynasty Britain had built in 1921 was gone in a single morning. In just over 40 years, the dream of an independent Arab kingdom had been promised and divided, crowned and crushed, rebuilt and destroyed, by Britain, by France, and finally by Iraqis themselves. Faisal stood at the center of all of it. He led the revolt, pressed his case in Paris, took the crown in Damascus, and tried to build a nation in Baghdad. But the throne was never wholly his to hold. The borders Britain drew are still the borders of the region today, and Faisal died a king of a state that was never quite his own. The king Britain made.